Hey friends, John Bush here with Brittany. We're here in Bastrop County, actually downtown Bastrop. This is Main Street. And Brittany is going to show us around the Main Street food forest. She has been working on this project and living here for 16 years. And we met her at the Central Texas Freedom Cell meetup that we had recently. There was like 80 people. She got up and introduced herself, and my family and I just moved to Bastrop County recently, and there's all sorts of great Freedom Cell members here and all sorts of activities. So it's a great opportunity to learn the principles of permaculture. So you want to tell us about the place a little bit, when you moved in and what inspired you to do all this?
Sure. So we came here in 2006 and started with little beds, just putting in fruit trees, putting in legumes to build the soil. And now it's pretty much naturalized a lot of things. Let the birds and the animals plant the seeds. So we didn't harvest fruit for several years so that they would do that. So animals are really great gardeners.
Mm-hmm.
And cover crops, all kinds of cover crops. Masanobu Fukuoka is a big inspiration with the One Straw Revolution. So, we have like a big field that we let do that for years.
What's the One Straw Revolution?
The One Straw Revolution is this book by Masanobu, who was a microbiologist in the 40s. He created the food forest garden. That's our whole ethos, is building the forest. And in Central Texas, we have tons of edible medicinal plants, native flora that is, beautiful. We can cultivate that. We can help it grow.
It's like freedom gardening.
Yeah, we don't even have to do that much.
Non-interventionist gardening. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm going to switch the camera around and we'll follow you around. If you'll just give us sights of your beautiful property you have here.
Okay, so here we go. Right here is like a ton of medicine. We've got mullein for the lungs, nigella, Ayurvedic herb. It's been used for thousands of years for everything. They say it cures everything but death. Passion vine is something that grows pretty much all over this front acre, and it is an incredible medicinal herb for sleeping. It's a sedative herb. But it's safe for children, everybody, sensitive people. We just try to cultivate all the things that are gonna naturalize here. And
There's a fruit tree here?
this is peach. So this is a native persimmon. That's the little black persimmons. This is a red baron peach, which I planted all around the front. They have double blossoms and big peaches. That's like my favorite peach trees. So I plant a lot of them. The pits, take them, spit them out, and let them grow, because they will. Right behind you are tons of baby peaches that came off this year. We're going to transplant and give away to our friends so that we can keep the fruits coming. They won't grow well there, so gonna propagate those. There's a more passion vine. It's a host plant too to the Gulf Coast fritillary, which is a great, pollinator, and beautiful butterfly, looks like monarchs.
So a lot of this stuff was just natively growing here? Did y'all plant some of it, or?
I planted everything. This was grass. It was
totally grass.
St. Augustine grass. So it's a common grass that's in, most suburban areas. It's like a thick bladed grass. Took me 7 days to mow from front to back. I would have to come back to the front. After that, this is all cilantro. This is naturalized.
I love cilantro. So good for you too.
We got tons of cilantro.
That grows like weeds here. Probably is a weed, isn't it?
It becomes like that, yeah. And a lot of yuccas.
Here's Echo. She's also part of Central Texas Freedom Cell Network. And Wildcat over there, very active. Look, she's all shy and stuff. Don't shine the camera at me.
A lot of this green leafy stuff is spiderwort, Tradescantia. It has mucilage, which is really helpful to your intestinal tract, your urinary tract. It's like the stuff that's in okra and spinach. So we use all parts of that. And this is a walking labyrinth. We had a tree fall over in a storm. We just cut it up, but this you can walk in. It's pretty overgrown now with all the plants that moved into the mulch area. They like to grow wherever there's mulch. That's where all of the fertile ground is, the worms and everything. But we try to keep everything, trimmed so that people can walk in it. We cut it back 2 months ago. It's already pretty pretty green in there.
But the idea with the food forest, once you get it set up, it takes pretty minimal input to maintain, yeah?
Exactly. I mean, you're really just kind of editing after that and cutting things back. So once you put the seeds out there, after several years, things are going to naturalize and you don't really have to do much, especially if you're allowing the animals to keep up and garden with you. They will plant lots.
Beats the hell out of mowing.
It does. I don't mow.
A little more sustainable too.
Yeah, and mowers, they pollute more than cars, really. The exhaust from the mower is more than...
Uh-oh.
Oh, look, there's a little dog.
Luke? What are you doing up here, Luke? Come here. Okay, cool. And then you do like herbal stuff and tinctures also?
Yeah, so everything that we grow, we use in our products that we make, and everything is fresh made.
Hope you have a permit for that. Just kidding.
Yeah, this is a really good example of a native plant that we use. Turk's cap is in the mallow family, Mallovaceae.
Okay.
These are
Echo, will you
yummy.
grab Lukey Pukey?
Yeah.
Take him to Bill.
These are the berries. The birds like them too. You can use the berries. You can make a jam from the berries. They're high in vitamin C. The Mallovaceae plants are all really useful as, demulcent, lung support. Can use the leaves in salad. Can make vinegars.
Very cool.
And that's a really common plant that's easy to grow. Goes for lots of birds. What else?
All right, you tell me. You lead the way. We'd love to see what's going on in the back too.
Okay.
What's up, Star? Hey, Dad. Hey, Bill. Luke doesn't like being on the leash, huh? What's this? You guys had a stand going for a while?
Well, this used to be my little area that I taught in the apothecary building. It was my little bar that we would make
Cool.
and stuff. We would sit in front of it. But I moved it outside when we had to redo that little building. Squirrels took over.
Ha!
They moved in. The squirrels have lived here for so many generations. They believe this is their home. So,
Ha!
I mean, it is.
Yeah. Try to be in
They're
harmony
actually
with them.
living in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are also fruit trees. This is a red baron peach that got planted by somebody spitting the pit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then these are orange trees. They came back as trifoliate oranges, which are good to graft onto.
Oh, cool.
This is the rootstock that you would graft on other citrus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
My
below.
son wants to experiment with that.
Yeah, it's really fun to graft. So below we have different medicinal herbs and legumes. This is sweet pea, which is a really nice flower, but it's not edible. This is Artemisia vulgaris, super important herb, antiparasitic. It's really good for smudging. It is a antiseptic, antiviral. It's really good for the pineal gland support. People use it for lucid dreams.
Cool.
Yeah, this is another baby red baron peach that came up.
And part of the food forest thing is like the multiple layers and
layers.
levels and
Yeah.
like an actual forest with canopies and stuff and how they're all synergistic.
Exactly. You layer it. You start with the soil, mycelium, build up the soil with all kinds of leguminous plants. The fruit trees, need a lot of nitrogen and stuff, so it's good to have the legumes. Then we have more of the Malvaceae and the spiderworts, and all of that grows in the wintertime. Greenbrier is also a native plant.
Greenbrier.
Yeah, everybody has greenbrier, and you can use the tendrils, the early tendrils, to eat them. They're similar in flavor to asparagus. Here we have the sweet violet. Viola odorata is a really good medicinal herb that you can use in vinegar. You can make a tincture and an oil for the body, especially for women.
Wow, there's so much wisdom in all these plants that doesn't get taught nowadays to most people.
Well, we're gonna change that.
There you go.
This is Usnea. It's a very prolific anti-infective lichen that grows in trees.
Oh, wow.
And
What, do you make a tea out of it or something?
you can make a tincture out of this. You could make a tea, but a tincture is more effective.
Cool.
So that's
Well, that's
really
pretty
good one.
plentiful here in Central Texas.
Here's another native plant that we use. This is the skullcap, Scutellaria's heartleaf skullcap. It's also a good sedative herb. It's similar to the other skullcap, but it's not the same. This is our native Texan one.
Cool.
So,
Skullcap at Brave Botanicals.
we had a little freeze, but over here we have some curcumins and ginger, which of course are really good for, keeping healthy, keeping from
That's what you make
sick.
turmeric with, right?
Yeah, yes, that is turmeric right there. That one, it froze in that little freeze we had.
Which one? Right here?
No, that's the mugwort. This one is the turmeric.
Oh, wow.
And it froze in this last freeze.
I've never seen
Same with the
plant
ginger.
turmeric.
This is
Cool.
some ginger.
Ginger?
Yes, we try to keep all the curcumins. And whenever we get like a shipment in the stores, sometimes they sell them at H-E-B, the boxes of turmeric corms or bulbs. Just plant them because they will grow and then they'll extend and you can harvest them later.
Cool.
Pineapple guava. This is another native evergreen. Makes a good hedge for, if you're going to plant something hedge-like in your yard instead of going with these things that don't really have much medicinal or food value, you could get the pineapple guavas because they make great evergreen hedges and they have fruits and you can eat the flowers too. They're really yummy. So I don't have any to show you right now. They're not fruiting, but this is what came back after our freeze in February. They were really big. They grew really fast.
Big freeze.
And got huge.
You know their shit, huh? You guys taking notes back there?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Rolls of opar. It's a really good herb. You can eat it like salad. This is pear. These are pears. Both of these are pear trees.
Pear what?
This is a kefir pear.
I'm just kidding. It's a joke.
Oh.
Pear isn't too.
Yeah, and I wanted to actually train them to grow together to make an allée, like a French little tunnel.
Cool.
You can do that with these kinds of fruit trees, with pears and apples. You can kind of actually tie them together and they'll start growing together.
Nice. We got Bruce the beekeeper over there. This dude's a maniac. Big 10X guy. Helping people get rid of their property tax bill.
Here we have, this is Rosa chinensis, okay? Every rose that you've ever seen came from this rose. It's green. And it smells like peppers. And I like to make a honey. I like to put it in vinegar. You smell the flowers. It makes a nice tea.
Cool.
You make a lot of tea blends. You want to smell it? So yeah, you can make so many different kinds of roses from this one rose.
Nice. Okay, cool. You guys are doing a Cob House over here, huh?
Yes. So this is the beginning. This is just the stick frame, and I don't know if that's typical, but this is the way we're doing it. So in here we're going to put the walls cob and insert some glass bottles. We're going to cut and tie them with tape to make bricks. We've got some adobe bricks that we unearthed on the property because this used to be a Mexican school.
Cool.
And when I started digging out beds for gardens, I started to find tons and tons and tons of these adobe bricks. So we've reincorporated them.
Wow.
In different ways.
Keeping the school vibes going.
This is one of the bricks. We have tons of them.
Classic.
And I've just got them scattered around, but these are going to go into the building too.
Y'all are reclaiming a lot of stuff that's already here, huh?
Oh yeah, and we're gonna bring this wall up so that the cob sits on top and it's 12 inches width instead of 16. You want it to be a little bit smaller than that because you don't want it to slump down. So this is just the first phase, and then we'll have everybody out to come and check out the cob mixture and see how it's done. Build
Cool.
a cob oven.
Heck yeah. Okay, cool. All right, anything else you want to show us?
Well,
Here's Dara.
I think that's probably, the gist of it. What else should I show?
Maybe the fruit trees in the back.
Can show the fruit trees in the back. We just cut them.
There's a bunch of bottles y'all are gonna use with the cob.
Yeah. I was gonna show these bottles.
Oh, is that an
So,
old
yeah.
washer? A clothing washer?
Lots of people donated these bottles from their wine drinking.
All the
club.
drunkards?
But actually, one of my friends donated tons of these Mountain Valley Springs. She had like a whole room full of them, the green ones. So what we're gonna do is cut them with a tile saw, tape them together, and then that will be a brick. And so whatever
Cool.
we don't use in the cob, we're going to use as like a greenhouse wall. Make a beautiful glass wall.
Oh yeah, we can look at all the windows.
And we're going to use windows. Yeah, we're going to reincorporate things that we found in people's trash. That's the best way.
Reclaim all the things.
Yeah, recycle.
Saddle?
So we're recycling.
This does more for the environment than a freaking carbon tax and all that stupid stuff.
It's our mushroom growing facility, living room. No mushrooms on there yet, but I'm sure they'll come at some point.
Another fruit tree?
This is a fruit tree. This is a Mexican plum. And sadly, I think that it's gone. So
It's dead?
yeah, I believe there's one limb that is still green. You can tell.
Oh yeah.
But this part,
It'll survive.
It has insect damage. And so we
This your
wanna-
compost system?
That is the compost system.
With the hole? What's the hole
The
for?
hole
This
is
for burying
what-
bureaucrats?
No, my daughter started this. Actually, they were perfect steps that were going down. She
Oh,
wanted to build an
Mud
underground
steps? Cool.
little cellar. Yeah.
My son started
Like a
digging a
little
big
seed
hole
cellar.
and then he went into the septic field.
Oh.
And we're it's not broke, but we were like, wait a second.
I was kind of worried about that too.
Why are there all those
Pipe.
rocks? And then it started stinking.
Ew. It's pretty fun to dig. It is
Yeah.
really fun. So yeah, she wanted to build a little underground room.
Bill loves to dig. So does his dog.
Yeah, my friend Sean built this compost system for us.
Yeah,
this
super
summer.
simple, super basic.
Very simple.
Pallets. We need to do that at our place because the dogs always get in the compost.
All of those we got from McCoy's Recycled. They just threw them out. So
Oh, nice.
you can get them.
All right, mushroom living room. Yeah,
No.
Mushroom living room.
Put chicken wings in the compost.
yeah, that's what did it.
Oh. Also, this is cleavers. I don't know if y'all are familiar with cleavers. You know what cleavers?
Cleavers.
Yep.
Oh man,
So fun.
get her.
I used to make these cleaver
Get Luke.
flower necklaces.
Get Luke.
So yeah, we planted some sport, or we, put some mycelium out here. Our cat ruined our couches. Now they're yard art. So
Nice.
we're gonna grow mushrooms from.
Yard art. I like it. Yard art. Yard art. Okay.
Living yard art.
You want to show us the little trees back here? Are those fig trees?
They're mostly plums. They're mostly prunus varieties. So peaches and plums. And we just got some new trees
There's a bunch of 'em.
from Gardopia, the organization in San Antonio that builds gardens for schools.
Daddy,
They did a
look.
little giveaway, fruit tree
Cleaver
giveaway.
crown.
So we got some persimmons.
Beautiful. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so peaches. This is a persimmon and plum. So what happened was somebody mowed down my persimmon tree and I planted a pear in its place thinking that the persimmon was gone, but it came back.
All right.
So now they're growing together. And we just cut a lot of these trees because for 2 years we were gone. They didn't get pruned. There were a lot of suckers coming out from the base, so we tried to cut them away in hopes that this year they will be a little bit happier. I hope. I hope it's not one of those things where we cut too much, but we will see. They look okay. We're gonna put some dormant oil, which is a good practice to keep the bugs and bacteria from getting in.
And y'all built an outdoor shower over there?
We built an outdoor shower there. Trying to see if we can. This is all dewberry vine, which is a native berry. It's a blackberry. And then this is a very old grape, Mustang grape. If you can get to the part where it's beginning, it's a huge vine. It goes all the way around the property. It produces tons of grapes.
Do you eat the grapes? They're so tart.
The skin has a lot of tannins in it, which is kind of numbing to my tongue, but you can, you know, boil them down and make juice, make jams. You can make wine. Somebody came by and harvested some and then brought me a bottle of wine the next year. It was great, like a Riesling kind of wine.
Cool.
So yeah, there are many uses for it. And then of course the birds, you know, they love it. So we have a lot of wildlife. Bastrop is #4 bird city. We got that title
Really?
in the country. So we have great
For like variety or
migration.
just number of birds?
Yeah, everything. We
Do you know that, guys?
very fortunate to have all of the diversity here.
Cool. Huh.
Not just
Be careful
you know, the
because
plants,
if you
but
walk through blueberries and you get it,
You can trip.
Like no, you get it stuck on your ankles and then it scratches your ankles.
Yeah, it
That
looks pretty
happens.
rough.
you want to smell these leaves?
I'm gonna look at the shower.
Here. Oh, do you want to?
Oh.
You want to grab a leaf off of this? Grab one here.
Wow, look at that.
And squish it up. Don't eat it. Just
Look
squish it up
at
and
that.
smell
Okay.
it. Smells like
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Main Street
Smell it?
Food Forest in Bastrop, Texas, where we're hosting the next Exit and Build Land Summit in May 13th through the 15th. Be on the lookout. Any parting words, Brittany? Any advice for someone that maybe wants to do something like this but doesn't know where to start or might feel that it's overwhelming?
It is overwhelming if you're looking at the whole picture, but if you start very small, one bed at a time, maybe putting out the cover crops, planting the fruit trees, #1. That is my suggestion for starting a food forest. Like, get your cover crops, get the mycelium going, compost. All of that is really great. Just start slow, small, and you'll get there. It doesn't take that long, really. 5 years and your fruit trees will be fruiting. You will have fruit, and allow the animals to help you. So that's my advice.
Cool.
Get enough growing for everyone.
Right on.
Pollinated
Abundance.
plants, abundance. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for showing us around and having us over.
Thank you for coming.
All right, there you have it, folks. We met Brittany at the Central Texas Freedom Cell Network meeting. So if you're feeling alone or isolated, then join the Freedom Cell Network. There's over 30,000 people, like-minded folks that are building and growing food and pulling their kids out of government school and building community. And then, you know, true to the Exit and Build style, the Exit and Build Land Summit and Exit and Build in general. If you're living in the city, if you're feeling oppressed with an authoritarian government or traffic or smog or people at odds with one another, get the heck out of the city, move to a small town like Bastrop with a population of less than 9,000.
Really?
Yeah, in the actual city. And find us, find the others. We're here and we want to build and find freedom with you. All right, peace and freedom. I'm out.